I mean, it was night and day from our other scheduling tool, and we talk about it all the time that it's just such a great, easy to use tool that makes so much sense for this type of program. And so we really appreciate the way that it has allowed us to customize so many different things in the booking process. So we would absolutely recommend it.
I'm delighted to welcome Cindy Tessler, who is with Connective, which is a Houston-based nonprofit. She's going to tell us all about it. Thank you so much for joining us, Cindy.
So nice to be here, Kate. Thanks.
Tell me a little bit about Connective, what you do and why you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Connective is a Houston-based nonprofit that works to make social services more connected for seekers in the area. So it is based in Houston, and it was born out of Hurricane Harvey and the need of connecting folks that were affected by the storm to the services that we're trying to provide, providers that we're trying to provide services. But now Connective is expanding nationwide to support communities across the country.
Oh, right. So it doesn't, you don't have to be based in Houston to take advantage of your services.
That's correct. It's really just about, closing the gap by connecting eligible families to the services that they're looking for.
So what I love about your description is it says you're guided by empathy and data. And those are two things aren't necessarily always found in the same sentence. So I'm really interested by how those two things guide you, but then how do they come together to do the service that you want to deliver?
So everything that Connective does comes back to human-centered design. How do we create systems and processes that put the human at the center? And that's both the end users, the clients that are working there, and also the folks that work at these agencies that are trying to help those clients. So that human-centered piece really anchors the empathy part so that we're reaching folks in a way that is meaningful and that maintains their dignity. And then the data part is what helps us to grow and accurately decide where we want to put our resources and our energy. And so we're data driven, and we have, a significant tech stack that allows us to say, we're going to funnel our efforts and our resources in these particular areas because that's what the data is telling us.
I mean, one of our questions is how do you get customers? How do you get people to come to you? How do you draw them in? How do you publicize yourself?
In the nonprofit space, in the social service space specifically, we really rely on the trust that's built with partner agencies that we're working with. So we work specifically with agencies that are working in their community and that have built that trust, and we provide them with a tech solution they may not already have to actually serve those clients. So they have clients coming to them, but they may not know exactly how to get them into the right way, or they're getting too many applicants that aren't really a fit for the program. And so Connective comes in as kind of an intermediary to say, hey, all the folks that you're already getting that trust you, let's get them into the screener, and they come back out, but they're more prepared to be successful working through the program.
Like, how many people have you got on your team, and what are they working on? What is their thing that they're doing?
So Connective has always been a relatively small team, about 5-6 team members. We've recently expanded, and it's closer to 10 now because we are moving into national disaster preparedness expansion, really taking this disaster framework across the nation, because we know there's lots of different types of natural disasters, and oftentimes it happens in a moment where folks were not prepared or planning for it. So Connective comes in with a replicable model where, these agencies can come together and there's a clear framework and an infrastructure for them to work off of in order to provide those services to affected families.
Tell me a little bit more about how the technical side of things, how does it help improve, other than just efficiencies? Like, what are the benefits are you seeing from technology in this space?
We're really working with the screener is a way to get lots of partners to work together. So that's one of the biggest things after disaster, or even in this Blue Skies work, is that everybody wants to talk about collaboration and what's a real way to collaborate. So when we have a model like Unlock My Benefits, where we're connecting families to social services and public benefit dollars, we can say, hey, now we have a network of agencies that are working, that if you come in through this one avenue, you come in through the screener, you're screened, you're able to know what benefits you're eligible for. You're not just hemmed into this one agency you went to. I went to ABC agency, and that's who I'm working with. Maybe they don't actually do all the applications that you were looking for. So now you actually have access to a larger network of community agencies. And this one-stop shop, this screener technology, allows us to work collaboratively. There is no, this is my client, this is your client. It's really who can best serve the client. And because we have this integrated technology and we have a CRM that everybody is using across agencies, we're able to funnel those clients where they need to go through the use of technology.
Technology's come on leaps and bounds even in the last couple of years. So how have you seen that change over the years?
Well, I think just willingness of agencies to partner with other agencies and share data. I think, data sharing agreements have come a long way. And I think we've come a long way from figuring out like, well, this is mine and I'm afraid of what it means when we share client data. But I think there's a lot of protections in place with the kinds of tech that we're using to where we can say, hey, let's open this up a little bit to be able to work more closely together and share data. Hey, this is who I'm seeing. This is who you're seeing. I know in any industry, folks are very protective of that kind of data, but with our agencies, we're building a lot of trust with them because what we want is for them to build trust for their clients. So we need to do the same on our end.
Tell me why you're using YouCanBookMe. I'll tell you why I think you are, but you tell me why you actually are.
Yeah. So YouCanBookMe is part of our kind of flagship program, which is called Unlock My Benefits. It's a 2-minute screener where clients can screen for 17 different public benefits that they may be eligible for. And so what the program does is they get screened and then they automatically get sent to our booking site through YouCanBookMe to get connected to a navigator at one of 6 local agencies. So they're able to, search based on zip code, and they're able to immediately get connected to a navigator that will help them apply for that benefit. We actually started off our pilot program with a different scheduling tool, and it didn't work for us. It wasn't customizable, it wasn't easy to use, and we actually had to leave it, and a partner actually recommended YouCanBookMe to us, and it's been great.
Oh, thanks. So you've been with us for a year, since April 2025. You've taken over 600 bookings in that time, which is that's a lot of families you're helping. That's absolutely brilliant. And I'm looking at your one of your booking pages now, and what I love about it is that you've set up each of the team members on there, but been really descriptive about they speak Spanish, they speak English. This is the benefits that they help with. So you're able to really display quite clearly and easily to see, okay, I need to meet with that person because I speak Spanish and I need that particular benefit. So tell me a little bit about the customization, because you were saying the other one wasn't particularly customizable enough. So what did you need to do that you found you could do with YouCanBookMe?
I think being able to give each of the agencies their own booking link that just shows their items has been really, really helpful, because we started off, we had everyone on one booking link, and so you could kind of see everything at a glance. But now some of our agencies are really wanting to do in-depth marketing, and they want to say, hey, we're part of this larger collaborative, but is there a way to just isolate our team? And the fact that we can isolate the team, we can put the logo there, and we could be incredibly specific and descriptive on how each navigator is different and providing a different service really allows us to be clear in our communications with clients and getting them to do the thing that we need them to do, which is actually book an appointment and show up to apply.
And so then when they've had a booking, I know you said you send reminders, SMS reminders to the family. What do you send to the partner?
So it's just an automated email that comes from YouCanBookMe, and we have the customization to ask the client the very specific questions that we need them to answer to prepare those navigators for those appointments. And so we did some working sessions with the navigators to say, what are the most important questions you need to know before an appointment? And so to be able to build those out has been really helpful, and to be able to adjust those in real time to meet the changing needs of the navigators and the processes has been a game changer. And so they get that email, someone has been booked, they have those specific answers to those questions, and they can move forward with their own internal process to prepare for that appointment.
So would you recommend this to other nonprofits?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was night and day from our other scheduling tool, and we talk about it all the time that it's just such a great, easy to use tool that makes so much sense for this type of program. We actually have a agency that doesn't have a physical location for their clients. They actually go to their client's home or their place of work to help them with applications. So this is really helpful for our elderly families or folks that have unreliable transportation. And YouCanBookMe allows that as well. It doesn't require an address. We can put an easy note that says this is a mobile service. And so we really appreciate the way that it has allowed us to customize so many different things in the booking process. So we would absolutely recommend it.
I mean, I love talking to customers. I talk to them all the time, but to hear that, the connections that you're making, and 600 families have figured out something that they didn't maybe know before. I think that's just really, really wonderful. So thank you so much for joining us. This was just a brilliant conversation. Really learned it, and I'm just so pleased that YouCanBookMe can help with the connections you're making and that your partners are making. So thank you very, very much.